So this is the live webinar that we're going to be doing, and I'm going to be releasing the free client getting masterclass at the end, all that. So before we dive in, I want to make sure that you guys are in the right place. You guys are in the right place. You guys know where you need to be. You guys know if this stuff is even going to help you in the first place. It's good now? Okay, perfect. So good, so good. All right. So there's three types of people that this is for. Type one is that if you're starting out or you're kind of on the fence. Right. So you're starting out with copywriting, you're starting out with outreaching, you're not really, you don't really consider yourself to be super consistent, right? I find a lot of people are usually in this one bucket. They've tried it a little bit, it didn't really work, it felt clunky, so they kind of went back to the drawing board. They've been watching videos, and they're not really sure if they want to go head on completely full into this. So the first people are people who are just starting out, still figuring things out. You're on the fence of whether it's really for you or not. Maybe you watch some YouTube videos, maybe you're stuck in analysis paralysis. You keep researching and learning, but never actually outreaching to clients because you just don't feel ready yet, right? Maybe you feel like your copy needs to be better before you start to offer it. Well, my goal for you today is simple. By the end of this call, you're going to stop suffering from analysis paralysis. You'll have a clear action plan on how to start taking consistent action and see your first results within the next 30 days. Someone in the chat here just said, yo, Tyson, got my first 2K client. Love that for you, brother. W's in the chat for my homie with the 2K client, for sure. Crazy good for him. Yeah. Fire. Boot campers. That's right. All right. We're going to keep going. Number two, second type, is if you're the guy who just got serious, right? So people who just started taking copywriting seriously, maybe you sent out a few outreach messages, possibly even landed a small client or two. Maybe you're over here with a $1,000 client already, a $2,000 client already, but you're still struggling to get consistent results. You're working way too hard for way too little money. You're charging $350 to $500 per project when you know you should be charging $3K. You should be charging $4K retainers. You're spending hours on each piece of copy because you think that it has to be perfect. And my goal for you is to save you years of struggle and thousands of dollars in opportunity costs. So opportunity cost is essentially what you're missing out on. So for example, when you go to college and you pay, let's say $50,000 for tuition, it didn't cost you $50,000 to go to college, because here's the thing, you now have to go to college full time and you can't take on a full-time job where you would make, let's say $30,000 a year. So add that up over 4 years, that's 30,000 times 4 years equals 120,000 plus your $50,000 in tuition. Your real cost with the opportunity cost factored in is not just $50K in tuition. It's actually $170K in tuition and opportunity costs. So in this live, I want to save you, like I said, years of struggle, even months of struggle if I can, and thousands of dollars in said opportunity cost, tens of thousands of dollars. I'm going to identify exactly what's holding you back right now and show you the specific steps to overcome it. And by the end of today, you'll know exactly why your current approach isn't working and what to do instead. And even if you're type 1 and you see some type 2 value for the people who are in the section number 2, you're still going to get value because these are the things that you're going to need to know for the next stage. So not only am I preparing you for this stage that you're in, but I'm also preparing you for the next stage that you will be in shortly. Next. Everybody, make sure you hydrate. All right, let's keep going. Type 3, you've been at it, but you're just not successful enough. You know you could be doing better. There is the people who've been copywriting for a while, but still aren't as successful as they know that they could be. You might be making some money still, but you're still working too many hours for too little pay. You're probably charging and taking on low value projects just to pay the bills, right? So you're like full-time copywriting, but you know you could still reach the next level. You know you should be making more, but you're not sure how to break through that next level where copywriting becomes truly profitable, where you now have a play income. You now have way more income than you actually need. You're saving thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every single month. My goal for you is that if you follow the exact steps that I lay out today to get paying clients that will pay you substantially more for your skills and not just for your time. So, guys, let me know in the comments, are you a type 1 copywriter starting out kind of on the fence? Are you type 2 copywriter, you're just starting to get serious now? Or more of like a type 3 copywriter where you've been at it, but you're still not successful enough? Now, ChatGPT went ahead and threw a wrench into my plans by making a typo in this for some reason. But you still get the point, right? Type 1, type 2. There are going to be a lot of type 1s. But essentially, I wanted to prove that there's something for everyone here. Type 1, type 2. We've got a type 3 too. Type 2, type 3. Awesome. You know, it's actually kind of even. We actually have quite a bit type 2s and type 3s in here. Type 1s, are you still in here? Type 2, type 2? Dang, good for you guys. All right, let's keep it going then. Just 2 years ago, as you guys know, or some of you guys know, some of you guys more casual viewers might not, I was working 3 different 9-to-5 jobs, and I was trading my time for money at the worst possible exchange rate. Question for you guys. Who in here lives in a country where the exchange rate is not favorable to the US dollar? Canadian here? So it's about 1.3 Canadian dollars is 1 US dollar. And I swear, when I make that exchange, when I like buy something in the US for Canadian money, I'm like, oh my gosh, my heart. It stings a little bit, right? Well, think of that, but with your time. So it's like, you know, you might transition something into dog years or something. But my exchange rate for work was just so unfavorable. Like I was working so much for not that much money. I was making maybe $2,000 or $3,000 per month. And I knew so many people who were making that much money, but not working nearly as hard as I was. So I was like, what am I doing wrong here? Then I discovered copywriting. And a couple of months later, I failed. And I failed and I failed and I failed. This is not one of those things where I discovered copywriting and I got rich overnight. No, sir. Right? For some people, maybe they did have that that story. Really grateful, glad for them. People here from, there are people here from US, people here from France, Nigeria even. Yeah. I was burning the candle at both ends, grinding at work, and the little time I had left over, I was pouring into copywriting and basically getting nothing out. But that wasn't because copywriting didn't work. It's because I saw other people winning every day. All right, how many people feel that? You see other people winning every day. You know other people are making money with copywriting. People here in the chat are saying that they just closed a 2K per month client and they're closing clients. There's so many people who are already here who are type 2 copywriters, type 3 copywriters are already making money. They already have clients. So then what's going on here? Why am I stuck at zero for so long? It was just because I was doing it wrong. I didn't know some of the things that I'm about to show you here. But when I actually started to do it right, I went from 0 to 7K per month within just a couple weeks. Within a couple weeks, I was still struggling to get clients, nothing consistent yet, to 2 retainer clients. 1 at 3K per month and 1 at 4K per month. Shortly after, I was clearing 10K months. But here's where it gets interesting as of recently. When AI came along, everything changed again. This was before AI was even out. The other month, I closed a $5,000 deal for 3 hours of work. That's $1,666 per hour. Over 100 times my old rate on my 9-to-5. I just start at like $11 an hour, $12 an hour for doing security. I mean, I wasn't really doing anything anyways, but still. From that to $1,600 an hour, and to put that into perspective, most people are making $15 to $25 per hour at their day job. I made more in 3 hours than a lot of people make in 3 months. Sheesh. Well, how's that even possible? Well, I'm about to break down how I did it and everything in between. Now, if you guys are in 4D CI, you will have recognized this story because I talked about this a little bit more last week, but I talked more about how I was using AI. In this call, I'm going to talk more about how I actually got the client. So, because AI is like having a brilliant writing partner who never gets tired, never has writer's block, and has studied every successful piece of copy ever written, while other copywriters are staring at blank pages for hours, you are producing high-converting copy in minutes. While you're charging $500 for a sales page that takes them 20 hours, you're charging $3,000 for one that takes you 3 hours. So the game has completely changed. All right, whatever you thought you knew about copywriting or thought you knew you could make with the rates, right? And one of the biggest reasons why, and I'm going to talk about this a lot more as we go on, and it's not scripted here, but it's one of the biggest pieces you guys need to know, is because you need to engineer supply and demand in your favor by focusing on your time rather than focusing on the money. because the relationship between time and money and manipulating that is what's actually going to get you rich soon. Not just who can get the highest retainer, but who can get the highest retainer for doing the least amount of work, or who can get the highest retainer for the work that it can complete the fastest. And with AI, the income ceiling has completely changed. More coming soon. Most copywriters don't even know that they're playing by old rules. Because here's the reality. AI didn't replace copywriters. It replaced inefficient copywriters. The copywriters who embrace AI are eating everyone else's lunch. The ones who don't are slowly starving. Here's a little bit more about the recent deal that I closed. So as you can see, July and June and July, $2,500 each. So this was just for a couple of video scripts, YouTube video scripts, and their script outlines. So it's not like a script word for word, like, okay, say this, read this, read this. It's more about what the video is even going to be about. So think of each script as maybe 2 emails. So think of it like 16 emails, more or less, for 5K. And not only was the deal really good on my end, but I also was able to grow their channel. So as you can see, some of their worst videos in the last 10 videos they uploaded, these are the ones that I didn't work on. We're getting 500 views, 400 views, 300 views. And then I just uploaded one for him. In the first 4 days, it got 5.7K views. And then a couple other with 2K views. So one of my good videos got 5x his average views. YouTube and the analytics pointed out, the views on the channel are up 189%, and the watch time analytics over the last 365 days over the last year. I mean, look at the huge spike. He's getting way more traffic and way more results on his YouTube than he ever has. Way more people getting deals because of this. Script writing at the end of the day is still copywriting. It's a form of copywriting that a lot of people don't really market. But still, copywriting is copywriting. Content is content. Marketing is marketing. This is still getting way more people into his email list, into his funnel, and converting because it's longer form content that's warming people up. So, right, I made 5K for a couple hours of work. But he made, think of it. People have high ticket programs that are selling for 7K, that are selling for 10K. His is 5,000. So he makes one sale in a month. That's already ROI'd. He makes a couple sales off of this, then that's ROI plus. A few weeks ago, I sat down with a cup of coffee in my laptop. 3 hours later, I closed the laptop, having created $5,000 worth of video scripts for my client. Again, that's $1,667 per hour. But these weren't just any scripts. A couple of these videos demolished my client's previous records. In short, I've cracked the code on making obscene amounts of money with AI in seemingly impossible short time frames. And to be honest, it almost feels like cheating. And what else is ridiculous is that the videos are performing so well that I'm probably going to raise my rates for this client. So today I'm handing you the exact playbook, the step-by-step system that's letting me close clients that print money from my laptop, all while working part-time hours. This is basically like a small little side hustle where I'm still making thousands of dollars per month from. And just before we get started, I want to assure you that this will work for you and has worked so well for me and all the people that I help with it that I'm literally sharing clients with my 4DCI students. A lot of you guys probably saw this in an email I put out not too long ago. But someone DM'd me saying, hey man, are you taking on new work? I'm looking to hire a funnel builder / copywriter. And I had to say basically, not at the moment, not looking for new work because I'm just kind of maxed out on time right now. Like I want to be sure that I'm putting out as many free courses as possible. I'm, working for my current clients as much as possible. So I turned him down and actually gave him to one of the 4DCI students that I have, the one-to-one guys. Just proof that there is a thirsty market out here, right? And I get it. A lot of you guys said that you're in 2 or you're in 3, meaning that you are copywriting right now. You are outreaching, but you haven't really quite got there yet. Well, my friend, it is really just a matter of time. You keep grinding, you keep working, and you also use the outreach methods and messages that I'm about to show you, and you're going to be golden. Because this isn't just a, hey brother, you doing anything with email right now type of outreach. These are the type of outreaches where you're offering free value that most people don't even think of. Where you're saying things that it hasn't even come to their mind. More on that in a second, but I can't wait for you guys to see the course as well. 45 minutes till it drops. Who's ready? Let's go. Warm. Let's get it. I'm reading the chat. That's amazing. I can't wait to be able to provide for my family. Can't wait for you too. Claude or ChatGPT? I used Claude actually for this particular deal. And here's the thing, right, is that with AI, it takes a little bit of upfront work. So what it looks like is it might take an hour to create the first script, but then all the scripts afterwards go so much faster because it's now personalized to you in your voice, right? Guys, you want me to go really quickly of how I actually did this? How I actually created the copy? Because I'll do it. It's not actually written in these slides, but I'll do it really, really, really quick, all right? All right. So I'm going to change scene here. You guys can see me now fully. All right, here's how it goes. Number one, I take all of his top trainings and transcripts. If he has any long YouTube videos, any long trainings for his private communities or long Loom videos where he's explaining things, all of his content, maybe some Instagram reels as well, some hot takes, some of his previous emails. I compile it all and I literally just give it to Claude. Then I say, and then I take other YouTube titles. Now this is specifically for YouTube scripts and things, but I come up with a video idea and then I take the intros of other highly successful YouTube videos. Right? So if another YouTube video has hundreds of thousands of views and that there's like 3 more that are just like that, I'm going to take all of those first 1 minutes and I'm going to put them again all into Claude. And I'm going to say, this is the structure that I want you to use, but I want you to use the facts and figures and brand voice of this client. And then I'll paste the whole transcript. And then it will give me an intro. And then of course, here's the thing that really, really actually works with AI is being able to be a great copywriter, prompt it properly, tell if it's actually good or not. Now, one of the biggest lessons I need to give you guys here, and as a side note, I'll be doing a full free AI copywriter course next. And that's actually gonna come out a lot sooner than you think. We ain't even done. The free client getting course ain't even out yet, and we still out here with more courses on the way. But watch this. You take all of that, and we're still doing good, right? Everything is right. Bam, okay, perfect. I just want to make sure the audio and visual is still good. And it will give you an intro already, right? And then after that intro, you literally just have to create a listicle. A listicle is like, here are 5 steps to do that. Here are 3 steps to do that. Here's my 7-step system on whatever it is. 7-step system on creating your own school community to grow your business. And then you go through each system. You go through each step. And then you use AI to help you come up with analogies, to help you come up with hypotheticals, to help you come up with persuasive pieces of writing. And then that's it. That is literally it. The first one might take an hour, like I said, because you're doing a little bit more research. The next one takes 15 minutes to 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes max. So here are the 3 very simple shifts that are going to change absolutely everything for you as a copywriter. Meaning, if you're a number 1 copywriter right now, you're type number 1, you're still kind of starting out, it's going to help you. If you're a type 2 copywriter, you're still starting out, maybe you got a client already, you're getting a little bit farther along, but you want to actually start to blow up, this will also help you. If you're a type 3 copywriter right now, maybe you're making a full-time income with copywriting already, but you still are not at 10K per month. You still know you could be pulling out big numbers and you're charging not as much as you should. You're still working more than you want to. Let's get him in. So how do you outreach? More on that soon. And then also free client getting course that's coming out in only 40 minutes. Jeez, that's like almost no time. All right, let's keep going. So shift number 1, 3K clients are easier to close and work for than $300 clients. Here's something that will blow your mind. Higher paying clients are easier to close than cheap clients. I know it sounds backwards, but here's why. Look, I get like almost hate on my videos for saying this. And on my reels for saying this. Because they're like, no way, if that was true, everybody would have a 3K client. But here's the thing. I have my points here already written. Oh yeah, I'm not sharing my screen. Okay, I'll go like this. I have my points here already written, but it's still the same. Here's the thing, right? Is that it might be easier to get a reply from a really small business. It might be easier to close them if they're just going to pay you $300 a month for a bunch of work. But it's going to be much more difficult to fulfill for them and much more difficult to get results for them. So while you're out here trying to pick up as many $100, $300 per month clients as you can, at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to scale that way. But here's why. Reason number one, a business owner who can afford $3,000 for copywriting understands the value of good marketing. They know that great copy can generate them $30K, $50K, even $100K in revenue. I've had some of my students generate $1 million with a funnel, multiple of them, or $100K per month just with email. A business owner who haggles over $300 doesn't understand marketing. They don't get it. They don't have enough traffic to actually have your copy perform in the first place. Then when your copy doesn't perform because they have a bad offer, they have a bad funnel, they have no traffic, who are they going to blame? They ain't blaming themselves. They're going to blame you. Oh, well, bro, your emails didn't sell all of my product. So it's on you. To them, $3,000 is an investment. The actual good business owner. A business owner who haggles over $300, they don't get it. They'll waste your time asking for revision after revision because they don't trust the process. But high-value clients buy faster because they understand the ROI. Low-value clients drag their feet because they're focused on cost and not results. You're actually making your life harder by targeting cheap clients. Now, before anyone throws their hands up and say, oh, well, Tyson, this is just a revolutionary idea. I mean, you're saying that I should just close higher-paying clients. I should just make more money. It sounds the equivalent of saying, brother, if you're homeless, just buy a house. I get that. But don't worry, tutorial coming soon. Not only just in the free client getting course, but like right here, real quick. All right. Here's number two. High-value clients buy faster because they understand ROI. Low-value clients drag their feet because they're focused on cost, not results. Right? They'll be worried about the price. They'll be scared. Whereas people who are making a lot of money, here's the mindset they come from. Right? A lot of people make money with ads, for example. With ads, you have to spend probably $5,000 to $10,000, maybe even more, $20,000, $50,000 before you see any ROI. But it doesn't even matter, because once you figure out how to put $1 in the machine and get $10 out, now you're going to be earning extra tens of thousands of dollars per month. So that $10,000, that $20,000, that $30,000, $50,000 that you spent on ads and didn't see anything back from, that's all going to be wiped out within a couple months. And then you're finally going to be able to ROI. When a business owner can go $50K in the hole and still say, well, we just haven't cracked it yet, but once we do, it'll all come back. That's the type of business owner you want to work with. Not because you're going to cost them money or you're going to cost them $5,000 to $10,000 before you make them an ROI, but because they understand that the results will come. Whereas the low-value client, if you write them an email, it doesn't get them sales, like day one, they're already haggling you. Here's number three. Working with high-value clients creates what I call a confidence cascade. When you successfully deliver results for a 3,000 client, you think, I can definitely handle a 5,000 client. When you struggled with a $300 client's endless revisions, you think, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Bro, when a client pays you $3,000 to $4,000 per month, and you're crushing it for them, you're killing it for them, and you know that they need you, they need you, and you're out here actually making the money, and you're crushing it for their business, and they're celebrating you to everyone else. They're being like, yo, you got to be more like this guy. You got to be more like Tyson. You got to be more like this copywriter. He's killing it out here. He makes his stuff good. He's converting all the leads. It's a good feeling when you're actually earning that $3K, $4K. And now you can get on the sales call and be like, yeah, it'll be $4K, and not even bat an eye. Because people already pay you that and get an awesome ROI already. Whereas when you're working for a $300 client and they're haggling you and you're not getting them results because they don't have a good business, you're going to be out here saying, well, maybe I'm not cut out for this, right? I can't even imagine paying anyone or someone paying me $5K per month. That's why having a high-paying client early on is so revolutionary. Now again, I'll show you how to do that, but I want to change your guys' mindset. And the reason why is because a lot of people think these two things. One, if I just stack as many $500 per month clients as I can, I'll reach 10K per month. And two, if I stack as many testimonials and case studies from $500 clients, like if I got 10 $500 per month clients, now I'm ready to outreach to $5,000 per month clients. Sorry, but that just ain't true. That just ain't true. Next. You'll never scale to 10K per month by stacking these nightmare clients. Here's something that most copywriters don't understand. A client that pays you $1,000 more, but requires 20 more hours of work is actually a lower paying client. Let me read that again because you missed it. Say it again. A client that might pay you $1,000 more per month, but requires 20 more hours of work is actually a lower paying client. Chad, did I mic drop or did I mic drop? Chad, is that bars or is that bars? When you're scaling, the relationship between time and money becomes critical. It becomes the number one thing, not just how much money you're making. Look at what the project pays you, and then look at what it costs you to complete in terms of time and energy. Most people make over $1 million in a lifetime. It's not really that hard. You make $40,000 a year for 20 years, and you're already going to make over $1 million. But they don't make it fast enough to actually be considered rich. It's not just about making $10,000. You want to make $10,000 per month. And the only way you're going to make that is if you're not working 36 hours a day. Want to know why? Because it's physically impossible. So, the takeaway is this, right? If someone's paying you $3K per month and someone else wants to pay you $4K per month, but you got to do 20 hours more of work, stick with the $3K. It's better to be paid $3K per month for 1 to 2 hours a week than $4K per month for a standard 40 to 50 hour week. Right? And this is a huge difference that a lot of people don't take into account. Another lesson on top of this. There's actually two ways to scale your clients. The one most obvious way is get more money from them. But there's an even better way that so many people do not realize. And that is doing less work for them or creating a system that makes it so that the work can get finished easier, but still getting paid the same amount. So then that way you can still take on more, or you can take on more work from that client and also increase your pay. But it just comes at a better time per dollar value. More soon. Reason number 5. But cheap clients are easier to close and more likely to reply. How many of you guys are saying this right now? Probably many, right? Tyson bars, Tyson value maxing. Let's go. All right, let's keep going, let's go. But cheap clients are easier to close and more likely to reply. Well, I hear this objection all the time, and I get it. On the surface, it seems logical, right? This is what I was talking about. But Tyson, these smaller clients are easier to close, and I just work my way up, right? I get myself a $300 client, get myself a $1,000 client, get myself a $5,000 client. Here's the problem with that, my friends. Look, society has brainwashed us. Society has brainwashed us into linear thinking. When business does not play by the same rules. Business isn't about linear growth. Business is about exponential gain. Exponential gain. That's what scaling really is, compounding factors. And you're never going to compound if you close a $500 per month client and now you're looking for a $600 per month client and then you look for a $700 per month client. No. You go big day one. You go big or go home. Because guess what? You're going to learn more. You're going to have way better testimonials. And yes, what if it takes you 20% longer to get a client that's going to pay you $3K instead of $300 per month? I'd say that's more than worth it. More than worth it. And getting $3K per month clients isn't hard if you know how to say the right things. But I'll show you what to say. Here's a brutal truth. If you can't get high-paying clients, you're just saying the wrong things. It's not that they're not hiring, because they are. Any business that's making $100K, $300K per month, $500K per month, $1 million per month, they're always hiring all the time. And if they wanted to work with you, they could. They could figure out how you could ROI. But you have to prove it to them first. Let me explain why this reaction is actually backwards thinking. Yeah, $300 client might say yes faster than a $3,000 client sometimes. But here's what most people don't factor in: easy to close doesn't mean easy to work with or easy to profit from. That $300 client who said yes in 5 minutes is about to put you through 3 weeks of revision hell because they don't actually understand what they just bought. They said yes quickly because the stakes felt low. $300 won't kill their business. And I also want to make another thing clear: $300 to start is way different than $300 per month, period, right? A $300 discovery project, a $500 discovery project, a $1,000 discovery project is okay. But you are also telling them, next month, I want 3K. If you don't let them know, next month, I'm looking for 2K. Next month, I'm looking for 3K. Then it's not a discovery project. You're just out here working for $300 a month. That is never what I've ever suggested. Every revision, every nitpick, can we just try this instead? It all stems from not taking the project seriously. Easy to close means impossible to satisfy. So while it might seem easier on the front end, it's going to be much harder to fulfill on the back end. Guys, some of you must know what I'm talking about. Can I get an amen in the chat? Tyson and Marlon need to get her for real. There you go. I could be a streamer. I'm not going to lie. If I did like some Twitch streams where you guys watch, if I stream some Minecraft or something, I don't even know what Marlon streams. I don't think I'm even Gen Z enough to know who Marlon is. All right. But here's the final piece that ties it all together. The market doesn't pay you what you're worth. The market pays you what you ask for and can justify. If you position yourself as the discount option, that's exactly how you'll be treated. But if you position yourself as the premium solution, that's exactly how you'll also be treated. You train the market on how to value you. So naturally, this leads us to the question, well, how do you even go about getting high-paying clients in the first place? Tyson, we get it. Low-paying clients aren't what's going to get me there. High-paying clients are what's going to get me there. But how am I going to outreach to these high-paying clients if I don't have any experience? There are so many people who already outreach to these people. Am I supposed to find people who are rich but aren't outreached to? Am I supposed to what? Tell them, hey man, how's it going? Do you need a copywriter? Even though I have no experience and I'm completely new, will you take me on? I'm not supposed to work for them for free because then they'll seem desperate. So what is it? It's like an impossible to solve Rubik's Cube. It's like I have no idea how to actually do this. Well, not only do I have a 4.5-hour masterclass on exactly how, but I'll show you a little bit. I'll give you a taste right here. Shift number 2. The problem isn't where, it's how. Most struggling copywriters think they need to find some secret platform they need that where no one else is outreaching to, or they need to find a hidden gem of a client. You know how many times I've heard, Tyson, I'm on Instagram and I see someone who I think is worth outreaching to, but then I see that 15 other copywriters already follow him, so I already know he's been outreached to. Should I move on? Should I outreach to him anyway? Brother, here's the thing. Someone with a couple hundred followers but making billions of dollars doesn't really exist, and if they do, that's not who you should be looking for because that's not really a reliable strategy. It's completely wrong. The problem isn't where you're outreaching or who you're contacting. It's neither of those two things. Where you're outreaching is not hard. You can go on Instagram, you can go on YouTube. Finding businesses is not hard, right? What a lot of people tend to do is they look for the smallest list of qualifications. So they look for the worst clients to outreach to first because they think, oh, well, these people are more likely to get me started. And if I mess up, I'll mess up with them and it won't be a big deal. All backwards thinking. All of it. All of it is backwards thinking. The problem is how you're outreaching to them and what you're saying. That's always the problem. It's never a who or where problem. It is always a how or what problem. Always how or what. If you are outreaching to these big businesses but you haven't been hired yet, there's something wrong with how you're outreaching to them. There's something wrong with what you're saying. Every single time, without a doubt, no matter what. Guys, I've trained hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of copywriters at this point. Millions of people have watched my videos at this point. I have probably over 1 billion minutes of watch hours on Instagram. On YouTube and Instagram. And I know the game. And I know for a fact, it is never a where you're outreaching or who you're contacting problem, even though everybody thinks it is. You could outreach to the same exact prospects as everyone else and still get better results if you know what to say and how to say it. How do you think some of my students have been able to close clients like Ty Lopez, like Dan Martell, like Prince EA? These are guys with millions of followers, by the way. Literally millions of followers, by the way. I actually posted it on my story like yesterday. You guys probably saw it. Guys with millions of followers. It's not because they're outreaching to people that haven't already been outreached to. No, these guys have been outreached to. Brad Lee, you guys know him. He also has millions of followers. He does lives with Andrew Tate, with Tristan Tate, with all them guys. He has a podcast. All these guys, pretty much all the big names, my copywriters have closed. Dan Martell as well, did I say that one? He's basically like the older version of Alex Ramosi. All these guys. So stop looking for secret places. Start crafting better messages, better outreach messages, better free value, different angles of free value, different types of free value. Don't just say, I wrote you 3 emails. do something actually different. Instead of thinking, how am I going to get a client? Approach it from this angle. How much free value can I give out per day? How much free value can I give out? And how valuable can this free value actually be? I was actually explaining this to my 4D bootcamp students not too long ago, less than 40 minutes ago. And I was saying that a lot of people don't even understand what free value is. And here's the analogy I made. Let's say I gave you a textbook. And this is a textbook on how to become a doctor. Boom. You got all the medical terms in there. You got the skeleton with all the bones and stuff. And I gave that to you for your birthday. How valuable would that be to you? Now, it might be value. It would be valuable to somebody who's trying to go to medical school. But unless you're trying to go to medical school, it's nothing. It means literally nothing to them. So here's how I define value. Value is something that someone can actually use within the next 48 hours to get them closer to their goal. Get them closer to their goal. A lot of people's free value doesn't actually get them closer, right? So your free value itself has to be as personalized as the message itself. Now, I have over a dozen examples of free value, different types of free value that you can send to different types of prospects that are in the new client getting course. That's 4.5 hours that's going to release in only 20 minutes. But there's lots of different examples. So, that's exactly what I do. I give away massive value in my content. Thus, us being here for a whole hour, and then releasing a 4.5 hour free course right after, I think it was 2 weeks ago, right? Or 3 weeks ago, maybe more than now, where we just uploaded a free 16-hour course. And the best part is that everyone wants to work with me, and all I have to do is give out free value. I never have to say, oh, brother, like you got to go down the link in the description and get this $997 course. Never happened. Literally never happened. Why? Because we live in a thank you economy. You just put out as much free value as humanly possible into the market, and people will want to work with you. So the solution? Outreach to saturated niches and target the individuals everyone's already contacting. Oh, that's a hard pill to swallow for some people, because it feels scary, right? Well, watch this. Don't let the illusion of competition stop you like it stops everyone else. There's 2 types of illusion of competition. One, you think there's way more of them than you realize, right? You think everyone's doing copywriting. Everyone's outreaching. Everyone's already outreached to this guy. When in reality, right, 1 million people will watch a video on copywriting. Only a couple thousand people will start outreaching. Only a couple hundred people will outreach consistently. Only 10 people might have outreached to that one guy that you want to outreach to, and none of them have followed up. None of them have followed up. So you can be one of one just by sending a different outreach and following up and circling back over the long term. That's all it takes. Here's the problem. If no other copywriters are working in that niche or outreaching to that person, there's probably a reason. Usually it's because there's no money there. The niches everyone's saturating are saturated for a reason. They have money to spend on copywriting. Here's where most people get it backwards. They see everyone targeting the same niches and think, I need to find something different. Smart copywriters think if everyone's targeting these niches, they must be profitable. So let me figure out how I can do better. The herd isn't wrong. about where the money is. The herd is wrong about how to get it. And this is true with everything. Well, pretty much everything. Right? Maybe not to say anything or everything. Everybody knows where the money is. How many people do you think outreached to freaking all these people? Chris Do, Dan Martell, Prince EA, Ty Lopez. Probably dozens, if not hundreds of times per day they get outreached in their email, in their Instagram. But yet some copywriters closing them. And here's the other thing that I love to tell you guys, right? If you don't listen to anything I listen to in this 1 hour class or in the next 4.5 hour client getting course you're going to hear, this is the one thing you need to take away. So like open up your ear holes and listen up. Is this. Many of these guys were beginners when they closed these huge, gigantic clients. They were beginners when they closed the huge, gigantic clients. The myth that you need 10 small clients before you can get, like, here's the thing. If I have a business with millions of followers and you tell me, yeah, I work with these 3 guys and they each had 10,000 followers, it doesn't really matter. I'm more concerned with the work that you can do, the free value you can give, your marketing as well, because you're marketing yourself when you're outreaching. So if you have great outreach, I already know you have good marketing. So let's say you're targeting marketing agencies and you think every agency has been contacted by 100 copywriters already. Good. They know what bad looks like. The marketing agencies are like, all right, I've been outreached to 100 of these dorky copywriting guys. I don't want any of them. And then one actually stands out among the rest. And you actually get credit because you're not like the rest. They received 100 generic, templated outreach messages. And when you send something personalized and valuable, you stand out immediately. Already. You're already standing out. So, how can you stand out and close business owners who already get outreach to on a daily basis? Here's the short number by number list. Now, of course, I go so much deeper on this in the client getting masterclass that I'm about to release in less than 20 minutes right now. But here are the basics. 1, be different right off the bat. Be different early and be different often, right? So, just off the bat, the beginning, the opening has to be different. You have to be different in the middle. You have to be different at the end, all of it, every single piece. Next, 2, tons of personalization throughout, more than you think that you need. You're like, oh yeah, personalization. Like I put his first name. I put his first name in the in the outreach or in the email, so it's personalized, right? Now, personalize it way more than you think you need. Reference old videos, give personal comments. Don't just say this video was fire. Tell them what you actually liked about it and what part of it you actually liked, for example. Tons of personalization throughout. Give a genuinely high amount of value, more than just offering three emails, right? Offering 3 emails is not only ran through, it's not only what everybody's already done, but it's really just not that valuable either in today's market. You got to figure out a different way. Some of you guys are going to ask, well, what is that different way? What is that different type of outreach, right? And I was talking about this to the guys in the 4D bootcamp not too long ago. I just got off a call with them. But one of the examples from the many free value examples that I'm about to give out is Instagram stories, right? I'll write you Instagram stories, or I can write you Instagram captions, or I can write you Instagram reels, or I can write you content. For example, I just showed you an example of me writing some YouTube scripts for a guy. And again, I wrote 8 scripts. I got paid $5,000 for them. So come up with some alternative ways. Come up with some alternative ways that you can give value with your copy that isn't just email. And here's the thing, is that copy is the most transferable skill in the world. It's the skill that keeps on paying. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Everything from YouTube videos, from reel scripts, from emails, sales pages, webinar scripts, VSLs, landing pages, opt-in pages, free lead magnets. These are all, every single one of them are all copywriting. And you don't need to know some structure. You don't need to know, bro, how do I write a VSL? If you know how to write emails, you know how to write copy. If you know how to write copy, you can create a VSL. You can create a landing page. You can create a opt-in page. You can already create these things. Copywriters who are in type 1 right now, who are dragging their feet on starting because they think they need to know every single type of copy in the book, I promise you, you are stalling and you are blocking your own blessings. You don't need to understand these 15 different types of copy. You just need to understand one skill, because guess what? All of copy is just a formula, but we're about to get into that right now, actually. And then finally is to follow up and circle back long term. Consistency is the currency of credibility. If you follow up long term, you're already showing them what it's like to work with you before they even work with you. You're already showing that you actually want more than everybody. You're showing that you're ambitious, because the number one thing in all of business and all of marketing and all of psychology is to show instead of tell. A picture paints 1,000 words. So when you are outreaching them consistently over 6 months, that's a picture right there. That's a picture. That's the best type of outreach. Even if your outreach, quote unquote, isn't that strong, that right there is what you need to be doing. Why people don't do this is because they think that they can skip steps. They think they don't need to follow up. They think they don't need to circle back. They think they're just going to get lucky and they're just going to find somebody, send them a message, and get paid $4K per month, and it's not going to take them any time. But here's the absolute truth. Let me check the chat real quick. We good? Okay, we're good. Here's the absolute truth. Even though you might, maybe you've outreached and you followed up once, you followed up twice, right? You need to be keeping track of who you're outreaching to. People skip steps. So when I give you an outreach tracker, which I'm going to do in the free client getting courses coming out in less than 15 minutes, you have this complete sheet where you can go in, you can put people's names, you can put their links, you can keep track of when the last time you contacted them was, you can keep track of if they're cold, warm, or hot, you can keep track of them, you can see who's actually interested in your stuff. But I bet 99% of the people in this call ain't doing that. Track of when the last time you contacted them was, you can keep track of if they're cold. Even though you might, maybe you've outreached and you followed up once, you followed up twice, right? You need to be keeping track of who you're outreaching to. There's dozens of outreach examples I do in the free client getting courses coming out. I need to circle back. They think they're just going to get lucky and they're just going to find somebody, send them a message, and get paid $4K per month, and it's not going to take them any time. But here's the absolute truth. Let me check the chat real quick. We good? Okay, we're good. Here's the absolute truth. Even though you might, maybe you've outreached and you followed up once, you followed up twice, right? You need to be keeping track of who you're outreaching to. People skip steps. So when I give you an outreach tracker, which I'm going to do in the free client getting courses coming out in less than 15 minutes, you have this complete sheet where you can go in, you can put people's names, you can put their links, you can keep track of when the last time you contacted them was, you can keep track of if they're cold, warm, or hot, you can keep track of them, you can see who's actually interested in your stuff. But I bet 99% of the people in this call ain't doing that. They're just outreaching willy-nilly. They go into the DMs, they're like, who have I not outreached to in a long time? Like, you're wasting your own time. You're inefficient with the system. You need to actually do every single step. And I promise you, if you complete every single step in the whole 4.5-hour course, where I show you, there's literally like over 5 different Loom video examples, not only from me, but also from my students. And I also give them feedback in there. There's dozens of outreach examples. I even show you how to outreach with AI, how to get AI to write your outreach messages and your replies for you. There's it goes so deep that if you legitimately take out a pen and pad and you watch the course all the way through and you take notes on absolutely everything and you be different right off the bat, you use tons of personalization throughout, you give a genuinely high amount of value, and you follow up and circle back long term using all the strategies I show you, it is impossible that you do not win with copywriting. It just cannot happen. And I guarantee that. If you do all the things I just said, you complete all the strategies I show you, it is impossible that you do not win with copywriting. It just cannot happen. And I guarantee that. If you do all the things I just said, you complete the full course, you complete all the steps genuinely, in the next 60 to 90 days, you will change your life. And if you don't, I'll delete my whole YouTube channel. I'll delete the whole thing. That's how positively, absolutely sure I am. Yes, but Tyson, how? Well, it'll all be in the free course that you're about to get your hands on. But for now, let's switch gears. Let's go back to copywriting. I was talking to you about that for a second ago. Step number 3 is that the copyright itself, you don't need to be a great writer at all. Now, copywriting is a skill. Copywriting takes, 8 hours to learn, because I have a free 8-hour course on it. Copywriting takes 8 hours to learn, but a lifetime to master. That's fine. But you don't need to master it. You just need to know it. You just need to learn it, because the copy literally writes itself. Here's the biggest lie in copywriting, is that you need to be a brilliant original writer, because that's wrong. Copywriting isn't about creating something from nothing. It's about creating what I call Franken copy. Taking proven concepts, ideas, and frameworks that already work, you already understand, they're already proven, and remixing them into your specific client. Think of it like being a DJ. DJs don't create original music. DJs aren't singers. DJs aren't producers. DJs take the best parts of exciting songs and mix them together to create something new and exciting. That's what great copywriters do. They study what works, they understand why it works, and they adapt those to proven elements for their clients. So many people drag their feet on starting because they think they need to know every dish to start the restaurant. I need to know 500 different recipes, otherwise this restaurant cannot be built. Otherwise I can't become a cook. But they don't. All they need is the skill to cook one great dish perfectly well. Start outreaching today, because making great copy is so much easier than you think. It's really just this. All right. You guys know the process I walked you through of how I made 5K with my client. It actually blew up their YouTube, and then also did all that, like 5K in like a couple hours, 3 hours, that I just completed all at once. It's this. I was able to do that because I went and took all the people's greatest videos that had a similar title but are in a different niche, and I put it into AI, and I used the exact same structure. Right? One of my favorite sayings is that stealing from one person is theft, yet stealing from multiple people is called research. That's what everybody does. So if I take the top 5 videos with the same title, right, and I take all their intros and I see what worked about all of them, and I use 80% of all what they made and 20% of what I made, now it's original, now it's mine, and now I know it's going to work. There is a reason why as soon as I started working on this guy's YouTube, I literally 10x'd his views. He got no views. He got 500 views on a video. And now he got on different videos, got 5,000. How does that even happen? It happens because when you just know the game. I literally 10x'd his views. He got no views. He got 500 views on a video. And now he got on different videos, got 5,000. How does that even happen? It happens because when you just know the game. When you just understand how to take proven ideas and put them into action, it is not a question of if it will go viral, if it will blow up, if it will get results. It will get results. When will it get results? How much amazing, awesome results will it get? It's proven. It's testable time and time before, which leads us to the free client course you're about to get your hands on. Now, it's less than 10 minutes before it releases, so super exciting. But what exactly are you getting with this free client getting course? Well, I've already let you know lots previously, but you're not just getting teaching, which is my favorite part. You're not just getting teaching, you're not just getting examples, you're getting demonstration. That is what I really feel as though the most powerful point of this new course is. You're getting demonstration, because it's easy for someone to say, right? Oh, just go on social media and just find some businesses and send them messages, and you just get the clients. And most known copywriter. That's right. This is the biggest copywriting channel by far, by the way. I don't know if you guys are real. Video first drops, comment if you're first. Most known copywriter. That's right. This is the biggest copywriting channel by far, by the way. I don't know if you guys realize this. If you go on YouTube and search up copywriting and filter by the top video, we have the #1 copywriting video on the entire planet, and that is insane. A 2.1 million views on an education video. It's a 4-hour course. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. And guess what? We're doing it again, and we're doing it again, and we're doing it again. I will not stop. I cannot rest. The breath won't leave my lungs. My heart will never stop until I am convinced that I put out so much dang value into the market that it is literally just upon someone else's decision to consume it, watch it, and study it, that they can just make as much money as humanly possible. That's right. I do it for the love of the game. I do it for the love of the game, brother. Been watching Tyson since February 2024. One of you guys been watching since. Refreshing in seconds. It'll be out any second now. Come to Canada and CUG. Thanks, brother. Tyson, what will be the difference between the free 4.5 outreach course and the personal mentorship outreach methods? That's a really good question, actually. So he's asking, in the 1-to-1 40 CI mentorship, what's the difference between those outreaches and what's the difference between the outreaches and the free course? I'm so glad you asked, because here's the thing. The main difference is not actually the outreach methods themselves. The main difference is the implementation. I'll tell you exactly why. Right? I could walk you through exactly how I do a heart surgery, step by step, right? In excruciating detail. Does that mean you're going to be able to recreate it perfectly? Probably not. But imagine if I was right by your side, right? And I was giving you feedback as you're doing the heart surgery. Oh, make sure you go up a little bit higher than that, not that low. Oh yeah, make sure you go over here to the right. And make sure you just cut it this deep, not too deep. And make sure you're really careful and take this super slowly, and you're just going to get better results quicker. And that's proven by the people who are already inside. And we've tracked the people who are already like trying to do it on their own and the people who are in the program. And it's literally every single time. It's at least 3 times faster to their first client, right? And scaling their income is just like nuts. A lot of the people who joined with us and were already like with copywriting and already had like maybe $1,000 or $2,000 per month, they reached 10K per month really quick, like a lot faster. And all of their interviews are on the YouTube channel. So if you want to watch those afterwards, those are there too. What's up? Hey Tyson, thanks for the course, bro. Appreciate it. Anytime, brother. I'm actually live. It's not recorded. You thought this was like an AI. It's hilarious. All right, guys. Well, since December 2023, got the OG over here. Now, the new free client getting course is pretty much out. And as you guys watch it, I just want you to be super inspired. And I want you to take action. That would be my dying wish. If I had one phrase left to say in my whole life, it would just simply be take action. The course is now live. It's now able to be accessed. Everybody enjoy.